Namaste. You are listening to Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani. I am your host, Vani. Last time, Alka ma'am unexpectedly stopped me at her bungalow. For the first time, I gathered the courage to say no, but ma'am once again left me with no choice. Today, you will hear the greatest story of Alka ma'am's life, the story that transformed Alka Bhatia into Alka ma'am and made me special to her. You will hear how Alka ma'am cornered me like a hockey player, forced me to apply for a passport with immediate effect, and compelled me to prepare for a trip to America. And then, after dinner, the trump card was played, Alka ma'am's one-sided love story. The story begins after the tragic riots of 1984, at a heated debate in Khalsa College. A 19-year-old passionate Alka, who went to speak for her side, faced a brilliant orator. He was Neeraj Joshi, who was none other than my father. You will learn how my father's logic changed Alka ma'am's mind, how love blossomed in her heart, and why it was too late by the time she went to meet him. But ma'am did not break from this defeat. Her one-sided love, instead of shrinking, became vast, becoming a tree of benevolence under whose shade countless women like Rashil and myself find empowerment today. A failed love, an unbreakable resolve, and a grand transformation. In Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani, you will hear Episode 27, My Father's Unrequited Love and Alka ma'am's Unbreakable Resolve. After Kirti ma'am left, Alka ma'am signaled me to sit back down. I am seated. You will have dinner with me today, she said firmly. Ma'am, can we not postpone the idea of dining together for a few days? For the first time, I spoke against her instructions. No, there is extremely important work today. Make sure you come to my house tonight, she directed me once again. I didn't have the courage to say anything else. I reached her bungalow. She made me sit with her and began taking my details to fill out an online passport application on her laptop. Ma'am, when my departure isn't even decided yet, what is the use of applying for a passport? I resisted in a low voice. Vani, getting a passport now doesn't make your trip to America mandatory. But if Rashil insists and you cannot refuse, getting a passport and visa quickly will become difficult. Therefore, applying now is wise. Do you understand? Ma'am left me no choice. I understand. Ma'am and Rashil are cornering me the way hockey players surround a good player from the opposing team, forcing them to play only in the desired direction. That is exactly what is being done to me. I provided all necessary documents from my Google Drive, Aadhaar card and other proofs. Within moments, she submitted the application under the Tatkal expedited service, paying the fees with her own card. I sat at the dinner table, feeling outmaneuvered. Alka ma'am sensed my mood. Vani, enjoy your meal for now. Later, I will tell you my one-sided love story. You will find great joy in it, she said, using her trump card to win me over. I already knew from Rashil that the hero of her story was my father. My heart began to dance with joy. I felt like a freshly bloomed rose. While eating, I wondered about the qualities my seemingly ordinary father had in his youth that could make a young woman like Alka Bhatia fall in love with him. After dinner, we sat on the sofa and she began her story. Scene change. It is the year 1984. The Prime Minister has been assassinated. In the aftermath, tragic violence has erupted against the Sikh community across many cities. 3 months after these unspeakable events, the wounds are still raw. At Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College, a debate is organized. The topic, the creation of Khalistan, a problem or a solution? Alka is 19 then. She is an introverted, emotional girl. Deeply hurt by the atrocities against Sikhs, she decides to speak for the opposition, that the creation of Khalistan is the solution. But by the end of that debate, Alka was forced to admit she was wrong. She realized that the creation of such a state would actually become a massive problem. The reason for her change of heart was a boy named Neeraj Joshi. Neeraj spoke with such fiery eloquence and logic that Alka's perceptions were shattered. He proved that even after the terrible violence, a partition was not the solution. Here were his core arguments. Punjab has a population of 20 million. 8 million of them are non-Sikhs. A new partition would create a fresh crisis for those 8 million people. There are 6 million Sikhs living in other parts of India. They would face immense pressure to leave their homes and businesses to move. We would see a repeat of the 1947 tragedy. A small nation bordered by an antagonistic Pakistan on one side and a wounded India on the other would forever be in a state of insecurity, preventing any real peace or prosperity for its citizens. Neeraj argued that the visionary errors of a mere 5% would force 95% of innocent people into a cycle of hatred and violence. Generations would be forced to pay for the mistakes of a few. These arguments took root in Alka's heart, and so did her love for Neeraj Joshi. Alka was 3 years younger than Neeraj. Being introverted, she never told anyone of her love. When her family eventually began discussing her marriage, she searched for Neeraj. After much effort, she found his address. But the day she arrived at his home to meet him, she saw him getting married to another woman. Alka's love never saw the light of the world, but it became a permanent part of her soul. She refused all marriage proposals, declaring she would remain single forever. Over time, that seed of love grew into a vast tree of benevolence. Her love was no longer confined to Neeraj. It expanded to encompass society. Alka Bhatia became Alka Ma'am. Her acrylic industry success was fueled by her desire to have the means to help others. She established a girls' school because she believed education was the key to women's empowerment. Gemini's critique and presentation instructions. Dear listeners, episode 27 has revealed the deep secret that turned an ordinary girl into an extraordinary leader. Her unrequited love for Vani's father, Neeraj Joshi, is the source of her sacrifice. The use of the 1984 historical context is powerful. It shows Alka's love was based on intellect and respect for values. Neeraj's logic establishes him as a man of great character, explaining why Vani is so proud of him. The transformation of failed love into a tree of benevolence makes the sacrifice divine. It also explains her sensitivity toward Rishil, a sick woman. Ma'am's plan is now in its final stages, and Vani's presence is clearly essential to it. Episode 27 ends. The story continues. Episode 28. Namaste, you are listening to Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani. I am your host, Vani. In the last episode, Alka Ma'am completed the story of her unrequited love, the hero of which was my father. Today, you will hear the final chapter of that love, how instead of meeting my father, Ma'am saw his name and transformed the love in her heart into a vast tree, under whose shade I now stand. You will hear the definition of selfless love. Ma'am never contacted my father, thinking that, in love, one shouldn't take for oneself, but only give to others. Alka Ma'am's regret. Upon hearing about my mother's passing, Ma'am says, I wish I had kept a closer acquaintance with your father. I could have arranged for your mother's medical treatment in a large hospital. My mature perspective. I surprised Ma'am when I said she did the right thing by not staying in touch, because otherwise, her expansive love might have remained limited only to my father. But the story takes another emotional turn. You will hear tragic news about my favorite student, Soumya. Her mother has suddenly passed away. Feeling the unbearable pain of my own mother's loss, I rush to Soumya's house. A mother's final wish. Soumya tells me through her tears that her mother's last wish was, you must get full marks in mathematics. I gave Soumya exactly what she needed, the resolve to fulfill her mother's final wish. Despite this deep sorrow, will Soumya be able to fulfill her mother's dream? Benevolence, paternal love, and a daughter's unbreakable promise. On Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani. You will hear Episode 28, The Tree of Love and Soumya's Tragic Resolve. Influenced by Neeraj Joshi years ago, Alka Ma'am had fallen in love with him in her heart. She received no direct reward from this love. Yet, this very love took a massive form within her. Her affection, help, and guidance became accessible to many. Alka Ma'am realized that love is a capital that never decreases when shared, rather, it only grows. When Neeraj married another woman, she never wished to get anything in return for her unrequited love. Realizing that Neeraj now belonged to someone else, Ma'am never made any attempt to meet him. She accepted it as a divine message for herself. In love, one must take nothing for oneself, but only give to others. Scene change. Then one day, a girl came to her school to interview for a teacher's job. Her name was Vani. While ma'am was checking her documents, her eyes froze on the father's name. On the certificate, Vani's father's name was written as Neeraj Joshi. She looked closely at the girl being interviewed. She saw a glimpse of the Neeraj Joshi she knew 35 years ago, not just in Vani's face, but in her very way of speaking. At that very moment, she decided what she had to do for Vani. From that day on, without telling Vani, she has been constantly supporting and guiding her. Scene change. Alka ma'am went silent. Immersed in her story, I found the interruption unpleasant. I wanted Alka ma'am to keep talking, to keep telling me more while I just listened. The father I had always known as an ordinary man was once such an extraordinary student. This realization brings me immense joy. Vani, when I heard about your mother's death, I felt deep regret. I wish I had maintained even a small acquaintance with your father, so that it would have been easier for him to ask for my help during that difficult time. I would have surely arranged medical treatment for your mother in a major hospital, Alka ma'am said, regret washing over her face. Once again, the unbearable pain of losing my mother and brother surfaced. My eyes welled up. Ma'am, you did well by not keeping any contact with my father. Otherwise, there was a risk that the selfless love you had for him might have been overtaken by selfishness. Moreover, the love that was not fulfilled allowed your sphere of affection to become so wide, it might otherwise have been limited only to my father. My voice was choked. She looks surprised. Perhaps such mature thoughts coming from me seem unbelievable to her. Perhaps you are right. Contact might have even caused discord in your mother's household, ma'am agreed with me. If you had told me this earlier, I would have felt my mother lived again through you. I would have forgotten the pain of her separation. A reverence similar to what I felt for my mother was born in my heart for ma'am. I have opened my heart to you. I wasn't sure before if showing the image of Neeraj ji residing in my heart would harm me or anyone else, but I am sure now. That is why I thought it appropriate to tell you today. Even if you couldn't feel me as your mother, from the moment we met, I have considered you my daughter, ma'am said with maternal affection. I am crying while hugging her. Before sleeping, I served her with full devotion. I also want to follow the path of benevolence you've shown. That's why I will wake up early and go home at 5 in the morning. I've given some students a tuition time of 6 o'clock, I told her. Alka ma'am gave me permission with a loving gaze. After she fell asleep, I lay beside her, thinking about the extraordinary power of her unrequited love. If my father was so sharp during his college days, how did he become such an ordinary person later? Now, I need the answer to this question. Scene change. There is only a month left for the exams. I have become very busy teaching the students. I am taking math problems from books by various authors to give them practice in different solving tricks. In these days leading up to the exam, I am in no position to go anywhere. That's when I received a call from ma'am. Vani, your passport appointment is scheduled for the day after tomorrow. You will have to go to the office in the capital. I also have work there. So, we both will leave early in the morning by car. Get ready, she said. I couldn't say anything to her. I know my word won't count in this matter. I informed my students about my absence for 2 days and set assignments for them. After completing the formalities at the passport office, I went to school the next day. Then I received tragic news. Soumya's mother passed away suddenly, and she hasn't been coming to school for 2 days. I remembered my own sorrow at the time of my mother's death. I can imagine what Soumya must be going through. The exam is looming. How will Soumya be able to take the exam in this state of mind? Is a matter of deep concern for me. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I had to cancel the evening tuition. In this hour of grief, I want to be with Soumya. That evening I reached Soumya's house. Everyone there is sad and gloomy. Soumya's father, Yogesh, recognizes me from parent-teacher meetings.
Soumya's mother had a fever. It was misdiagnosed as viral, but it was actually dengue. By the time it was understood, it was too late. She left us all orphaned, he told me with a choked voice.
Soumya's eyes are swollen. Seeing her, it's not hard to guess her pain. As soon as she saw me, she came to me. I pulled her close and sat her down. She placed her face on my chest and wept. I started patting her head and back. Slowly her crying subsided. Soumya, when I was in the 12th grade, I also lost my mother. It's easy for me to understand your pain, I told her. Ma'am, Why is God so cruel? I am asking everyone, no one tells me. If he had to call someone, he should have called me instead of Mummy. Soumya began to cry. Soumya, your mother was very eager to see your 10th grade results. 2 hours before she left us, she said to me, Soumya, you must get full marks in mathematics. Now, you must fulfill that final wish. I believe you will succeed in getting 100% marks in this exam, I inspired her. Soumya's expression changed. Ma'am, I will surely fulfill my mother's wish. I will start coming to school from tomorrow and put my mind to my studies, she said firmly. Gemini's critique and presentation instructions. Dear listeners, in episode 28, Alka ma'am has passed on a priceless legacy to Vani by revealing her unrequited love. Meanwhile, Vani has used the pain of her mother's loss to inspire Soumya and bring her back to her path. The philosophical realization that selfless love expands while fulfilled love can become limited adds great depth to Alka ma'am's character. Also, Vani's question about her father's ordinary life sets the stage for a new mystery. Episode 28 ends. The story continues. Episode 28. Namaste, you are listening to Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani. I am your host, Vani. In the last episode, my dear student Soumya's mother tragically passed away, and I helped her resolve to fulfill her mother's final wish. Today, you will see how the circle of life moves, achievement following sorrow, and then, a journey taken with reluctant steps. You will hear the gold medal and Alka ma'am's gift. The 10th board results were phenomenal. 9 students achieved 100% in mathematics. Soumya moved everyone to tears as she remembered her late mother while receiving her gold medal. My journey to America confirmed. For this achievement, Alka ma'am honored me as the golden teacher and announced to everyone she will personally bear the entire cost of my trip to America. Now, my departure is certain. Ma'am's art of persuasion. I finally asked ma'am, you finally managed to trap me after all, and she just laughs. But before leaving for America, I must know one more secret. How did ma'am convince Parag and Rishil to marry? After dinner, ma'am began to explain, I didn't use force. At Alka ma'am's invitation, Parag has arrived in India. He is extremely happy and elated. In the next episode, you will hear the decisive conversation between Alka ma'am and Parag, where Parag must face Rishil's tainted past. Can a childhood love accept a girl who has endured the tortures of a wicked man? Forced consent, an unforgettable achievement, and a decisive meeting. On Prem Anmol Hota Hai Vani, you will hear Episode 29, The Mathematics of Destiny and Alka ma'am's Art of Consent. When I stepped out of the house, I saw Yogesh standing with a 12-year-old boy. He told me this was his son, Soumya's younger brother. I stroked his head affectionately.
Ma'am, you have done something very difficult. I didn't know how to convince my grieving daughter, Soumya, to get back to her studies. Yogesh expressed his gratitude.
I realized he too had overheard the conversation between Soumya and me. From tomorrow, not just Soumya, but this lovely son will also go to his school, won't he? I placed my hand on Soumya's brother's head. He nodded in agreement and then looked down. Riding home on my scooter, I remained lost in thought. Like Soumya, I too had a brother. Recalling this sent a shiver through my body. Like Soumya, my mother also left us prematurely. Oh God, please don't let anything happen to Soumya's brother like what happened to mine. Otherwise, like Soumya, I will have to accept that you are cruel. In a way, I was threatening God. Life never stops, it moves forward at its own pace. The 10th board exams began. My passport arrived. At ma'am's request, Rishil sent a formal invitation for me. Then, the process for my American visa began. I understand everything. Ma'am and Rishil are determined to have their way. Whether I want to or not, I will have to go to America. The exams ended. I expected 12 of my students to score 100%. One day, I called them all to school and gave them the math question paper from the exam to solve again. I collected their answer sheets within the time limit. I brought the sheets home and checked them. It was clear that all of them would score over 95%. However, regarding the 5 students, including Soumya, whom I trusted to get 100%, I felt a bit doubtful. Someone might be short by 1 or 2 marks. Soumya solved a 10-point problem in fewer steps. If the person checking the answer sheet isn't a good mathematician, they might cut marks. The anxiety about the result was affecting me more than the students. The days of anxious waiting passed, and today CBSE declared the results. As an authorized person, I checked the math scores student by student. To my pleasant surprise, a total of 9 students, including Soumya, achieved 100%. Among them was one I hadn't even counted among the top 12. I had to admit that during board exam preparation, many students pour in their maximum effort and potential. A ceremony was held at the school to honor the students for this unprecedented achievement. Parents of these 9 students were also invited. All were awarded gold medals by Alka ma'am. Soumya burst into tears after receiving her medal. My joy in this achievement is incomplete. I wish my mama were here today to see the gold medal I received, Soumya said from the stage, moving everyone to tears. Sitting in the audience, Yogesh tried to hide his tears behind his handkerchief. Alka ma'am hugged Soumya to quiet her. Once she sat back down, Alka ma'am addressed the gathering. Having 9 students score 100% in mathematics this year is an unprecedented achievement for our school. Another notable feat is that 3 meritorious students missed the merit list by only 1 or 2 marks. Behind this success is the tireless work of our teachers, and foremost among them is Vani Joshi. For what she has done, the school is awarding her as well. She opened an envelope and showed some papers to the audience. These are the round-trip tickets for Vani's trip to America. She is granted a 1-month leave, and the entire expense will be borne personally by me, not from school funds. Amidst a 2-minute standing ovation, I saw Principal Kirti ma'am whistling like a rowdy fan in a cinema hall. I was called on stage. I took the envelope and whispered to Alka ma'am, "Ma'am, you finally trapped me after all." Alka ma'am turned on the mic and said, "Vani's words of thanks are quite unique, but I won't tell you what they are. Otherwise, saying thanks in these words might become a fashion." Everyone laughed, including Soumya. It was the first time I saw her laugh like that since her mother's death. The time when my father Neeraj and Alka ma'am's love sprouted is long in the past. Rasheel's bad relationship is also in the past. She has now found the husband she was born for. I have learned to live with the loss of my mother and brother by dedicating myself to helping others. Soumya too has found her resolve. I realize that everyone's life has mixtures of bitterness and sweetness. Accepting bitter losses like a dose of medicine and focusing on one's duties is the best cure. My tickets are for 15 days from now. I am curious to know how ma'am convinced Parag and Rasheel to marry. I called her for dinner. "Ma'am, how do you manage to convince anyone to do as you wish?" I asked during dinner. "Are you suggesting I am forcing you to go to America?" She laughed. "Tell me, how did you convince Parag and Rasheel?" "I didn't use force," she began. "Parag has arrived in India at her invitation. She has decided it is time to tell Parag the whole truth about Rasheel." Gemini's analysis. Dear listeners, episode 29 highlights life's contradictions, Soumya's grief alongside Vani's academic success. Alka ma'am's diplomacy has now bound Vani to a journey to America, where the secrets of Rasheel's love story will be unveiled. Vani's philosophy of accepting grief as medicine gives the story a deep reflective turn. Episode 29 ends. The story continues.